Well, welcome back to this mini-series managing Schalke in the Bundesliga. They've been newly promoted into the Bundesliga with the caveat that I can only use a German nationality players. And I know you're probably getting a little bit sick of hearing me say that, but I have to keep reiterating it because believe me, I have been scratching my head for days and days with this save, trying to get the right tactic, formation, player instructions to get this team playing. Because obviously, I mean, Schalke don't have a lot of money. Again, you're probably sick of me hearing me say that. But I can't bring cheap young Brazilian wonder kids in, and that's kind of the way that I play Football Manager. I will sit with a cup of coffee. Again, you're probably sick of hearing me say that. But I sit with a cup of coffee on a Sunday and I'll spend 6, 7, 8 hours in the transfer window scouring for these wonder kids. Not necessarily wonder kids, but, top players, 18, 19-year-old who I know are going to become, you kind of get a gut feeling about them sometimes. You know they're going to become superstars. I can't do it with this. It's got to be German nationality players. And yes, there are 1 or 2 players out there, German nationality, that are up-and-coming young players. But believe me, they are few and far between. And trying to find players that can actually go straight into the team and get the team ticking over nicely, again, very, very, very difficult. I probably have to say that this is probably the hardest save that I've ever done in Football Manager, let alone Football Manager 23. Anyway, let's get on. I just wanted to put a little bit of context. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, so a little bit more context for anybody new that's watching, just to bring them up to date with what the score is. Let's have a look at what's been going on. So after the last game that we watched on camera, the Bayer 04 game, which we narrowly won 1-0, and I think that was kind of the start of the doubts in my mind about whether going forward I needed to make some changes. But a very narrow 1-0 win there. Marvin Abul's the winger that we have on loan in the 79th minute and just got us the 3 points. Stuck a couple of friendlies in there. We all know about friendlies. They're great for fitness and they're great for bringing 1 or 2 players in who are not first team players, but just generally get some fitness. And also it helps with the tactical awareness, the familiarity and all of that kind of thing. So we had 2 friendlies in there, both 4-0 wins. Very, very nice. And then we played Mainz 05 and we lost 2-1 in that one. And then we played Wolfsburg, and again, a 1-0 reverse. And at this point, I thought, right, okay. So the board requirement for this season is to avoid relegation. And I wanted to avoid getting sucked in because we did drop down then to kind of, I think it was just below mid-table. And I thought, right, I don't want this to carry on. I don't want to get sucked into that relegation area because I could end up getting sacked. And it's a long time since I've been sacked in Football Manager. So anyway, I did have a practice with 1 or 2 different formations and tactics and whatever. So I did decide to come off the Gegenpress. I will show you that shortly. We're now playing a fluid counter-attacking, which does 2 things, I think. One, it actually maintains the kind of stamina of the players a little bit better. The Gegenpress was wearing the players out, and like I say, only being able to pick from a small pool of players. You're then restricted in, if I wanted to sign really good players with good stamina and that could play the Gegenpress, I'm very, very limited. So I came off the Gegenpress and I've gone to this fluid counter-attacking. We're playing a 4-2-4 now, again, which is different than I was playing before. So 2 strikers up top. This fluid counter-attacking, which is trying to keep it nice and tight at the back, but then hitting them on the break. And we have got some really good players going forward that can hit teams. So like I say, I did change it, and the change did work. We beat Freiburg 2-1. We did lose to Eintracht Frankfurt in the next game. We did score 2 goals in that game, so going forward we did well. Probably familiarity now is going to be our biggest enemy. I do have 3 tactics set up. They're all using the same thing, but very, very slightly different formations and whatever. But familiarity is kind of our enemy in the short term now. And we did lose 3-2 to Eintracht Frankfurt. But then we had a couple of really, really good wins. Mönchengladbach, who were, above us in the league. And we sneaked that one 3-2. So we reversed the Eintracht Frankfurt result. A nice 3-2 win. And then the Borussia Dortmund one I looked at, initially, and I thought, right, okay, then Borussia Dortmund, the second in the league, with familiarity with this tactic. I think it's working better. I could see much better things in the patterns of play and not losing possession and all of that kind of thing. And I thought, I'll settle for a loss in this one. That's fine. We actually won it 2-1, and it was an absolutely brilliant result. And the on-loan striker, Castanaras, scored in the 7th minute and then a penalty in the 78th minute. And it got us all 3 points. Absolutely brilliant. And it took Borussia Dortmund off that second place. I think they've dropped to 4th, not quite sure. And then we had a little friendly in there. Again, I'm trying to get this team now familiar with this tactic. It's coming, but it's slow progress. So 11-1. I mean, we don't really need to know about the stats in that game. It's all about getting some fitness and getting used to the tactic. So today we've got 2 games against newly promoted Hertha Berlin and FC Köln. So let's see. We've got a home game and away game. Let's see if we can actually get another 6 points and let's try and consolidate a league position. And talking about league positions, let's just have a little look in here. And as you can see now, we're in 6th place. So we're in a European place, 17 games played and 28 points. Augsburg and Mönchengladbach are just behind us by 2 points and 4 points respectively. Looking up, which I think is a little bit optimistic, but Frankfurt are actually only 1 point ahead of us. Wolfsburg are pulling away a little bit, 34 points now. So, but today we've got, like I say, we've got Hertha Berlin, and they are in 13th place. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? Are we expected to win that one? Köln, middle for diddle, and I think probably at this moment in time it should be a very even game. But let's see how it goes. As you could probably notice, we're on the 11th of January, so we're in the middle of the transfer window. So if we just have a quick look at the transfer history and see what's been going on there. And I have moved 1 or 2 players out. Quite a few of the players were getting a bit disgruntled. Amiri was the best player at the club, basically. Midfield player, 4-star player, best player at the club. But a lot of them have come to me and said the usual story about, I'm going to review my options at the end of my contract. And when you try to speak to me, it's, no, sorry, boss. I am reviewing my options at the end of my contract. So Amiri, I thought, right, okay, then let's stick him on the transfer market. We got 1.9 million for him. We only have a 20% retained transfer value, which is pretty shocking. So any players that I do sell, I'm not getting a lot back. I have appealed it. They put it up to 35%. It's not, it's not really great. But anyway, it has brought us a little bit of money in, and I did have a little bit of money there already. So I have brought a couple of players in. Again, German nationality players. Adrian Fein is a defensive midfield player, but he can, not only can he put his foot in, he can also pass. technique. His vision is really good. You know, mentals are very, very good. First touch. I mean, all the things that that you look for in a player. He's a very, very good player. He's coming as a 3-star, potential to be 4. He's now worth 5.6 million, and he's going to get some game time because in the middle of the park with Amiri going, we were a little bit light. So I think he's going to be a great acquisition, and obviously he's German. And then this lad here is going to have to get a nickname because his name is, wait for it, Noah Joel Sarenren Abazi. He is going to have to get a nickname. He's a right winger. He can play on the left, very right-footed. But we did need a player on that right-hand side. We really only have a Buzz, the lone player, who can play on that side. We do have 1 or 2 of the midfield players that can play on the right, but we are a bit short on midfield players, so we needed somebody. German lad, he's 28-year-old, comes in with a lot of experience, 3.5 star, and he's as quick as you like. He's a 17 for pace, 17 for acceleration. He can, 11 for crossing's not amazing, but at least he can cross a ball. 12 first touch, again, not amazing. But his mentals, we could put him on a training regime at 28. I don't think he's ever going to get any better. But he is very, very quick. We've got him on a 2-year contract, so hopefully he will do okay for us. Quick look at the dynamics. I know I'm waffling on a little bit now and you want to see some football, but they're all important things, these. And I have done a lot of work in here on the dynamics because, believe me, the dynamics of this team weren't great. The players like Amiri and the goalkeeper, the 36-year-old goalkeeper, I'll speak about that more in a minute, but I did bring Lino Kasten in, 23-year-old goalkeeper, and picked up quite a long-term injury. So I had to be playing a backup keeper who was 36, and I don't know whether some of the errors that we were making were down to him. I'm now playing one of the young kids in goal who's got nearly a 5-star potential. So... but anyway, the 36-year-old is now gone. He's out of the dressing room. Amiri's gone. He's out of the dressing room. And quite a few others have gone as well. And we now have quite a settled squad, which is very, very nice to see. And just a quick last look then at the finances. The bank balance is not looking great. We have 15,000 left in the transfer budget and very, very nearly up to the wage budget as well. So... this probably is going to be all I can do in the transfer market as it stands. But anyway, let's get stuck into these 2 games. And the first game is going to be Hertha Berlin. Well, welcome to the dugout for this home game against Hertha Berlin, newly promoted. We should be beating these today, but who knows? So we have we have the young kid in goal, 19-year-old. He's actually put half a star on in the last few games. So he's 6'6", he's a big lad. His mentals need working on, but he's got an aerial reach of 18. And obviously, you know, there is a bit of work to be done there. But as I've already said, the keeper that I signed, he's out long-term injured. And the 36-year-old who was the backup, he was causing a lot of problems in the dressing room, and I don't think was that great anyway. So he's gone. So we have 2 young kids now who are 5-star potential. Let's hope we can do the job with them. So we've got Podlek in goal, back 4 of Kalangui, Mainka, Newman and Bullet. Midfield is Bosdogan and Quadrigo. We've got Bobzian and a Buzz on the wings with Dor and Castanaras up front in this 4-2-4 custom fluid counter-attacking style. Let's see if we can actually do the job. And we're underway. Let's see which team comes out of the traps first. Then it's Hertha Berlin, who've had the first shot, XG of 0.27, and with 15 minutes on the clock, we've not even left the dressing room yet. Well, we do get the first highlight. Bobzian with a ball, and can that drop over the line? No, it can't. That's a shame. Back out onto the right. Well, we're going left. Bobzian. Very, very, very poor control there. And we do get this stupid goal line technology that never, ever works. 20 minutes in. We have had 2 shots and 2 on target now, so we've got a 100% ratio there. Bobsy now with a corner. Can Menke get his head on that? And that, I think somebody did get their head on it, but it went out for a goal kick. Newman now. We do seem to have picked the game up a little bit. We are pressing them quite nicely. Ball there to Menke. And the ball is in the back of the net. And as long as the referee, who is having a rummage for his whistle, is this going to be allowed? Looks like was that Bobsian who put that in the back of the net. And it's been disallowed. Okay, so 32 minutes on the clock, and the game is not really going our way at the moment, is it? So we do have a free kick though, a buzz over this free kick, and he's going to strike that, and it's way wide of the post. Very, very poor finish. We are going to give them a bit of a demand more, and that's made absolutely no difference really. Moving into half time now. Very, very poor performance. And the lads are going to get a flea in their ear. Absolutely rubbish. So let's have a look who's playing well and who's not playing well. I mean, we're not doing too badly. A Buzz is not having the best of games. So I think I might bring the new lad on and give him a run out. And let's see if we can get a little bit more purchase down that right-hand side. So we're going to give them another shout, although they are all pretty smiley at the moment, so let's not speak to them. 50, nearly 60 minutes on the clock now. We've had 7 shots, 4 on target. Hertha Berlin at this moment have not had 1 shot on target. Okay, 60, nearly 70 minutes on the clock, and this game is fizzling out to absolutely nothing. So I think we're probably going to bring on Moa on that left-hand side, because Bobsian is not having the best of games. And I think we will bring Ndiaye on up front. And we'll maybe switch the strikers round, just to see whether that makes a difference or not. We'll give them another, 10 minutes or so, and see how that goes. We are on attacking, so let's see whether we can actually pick the game up and take it to them. 8 shots, 4 on target now. There's not been one single highlight. It's the first highlight, I think, of the second half. So a very, very lacklustre game. Ball given away there. Moa. And that was very, very, very poor. Very weak. We actually look like a very, very tired team. And that just goes past the post. Castanaris there with the chance. And it just goes past the post. So we do get a corner though. Come on, Menke, can you get your head on this ball? Moa now with the ball over there. No, it gets headed away. Bosdigan now, he's going to recycle this. And that is way over the top, right to the back there. Moa now puts the ball into Bazzi, the new lad. Can we put that in? No, it's hit the old lady on the 6th row on the head. That was pretty awful. 80th minute now, 10 minutes left in the game. The new lad Fiend has come on in the midfield now. So we've got both of the new players on the pitch now. I have changed the lines a little bit. I've pushed us a little bit more attacking. And we have a highlight here. Podlek at the back there in the goalkeeping position. Just plays the ball out to Kalangui. Kalangui, ball forward to Moa. Moa I'm never impressed with on that left-hand side. That's why I've brought some loan players in. That looks possible like that might be a red card. So we're now playing 10 men with about 10 minutes to go. And we do have a free kick. Moa now. Can he stick this in the top corner? And he's hit the crossbar with that. But the ball has been followed through, and Newman has got his first goal of the season. And that was very fortuitous, that. I mean, that's a big word as well. Fortuitous is the word of the day. And Moa there with a free kick that bounces up off the crossbar, but for once doesn't drop into the keeper's hands, and we get the goal. So I've just dropped into a low block now with the DM. We have gone cautious, and There is another highlight with seconds of the game to go, so let's hope this is not an equaliser. It's always a difficult decision. Do you go defensive? Do you stay with what you've got? I mean, my instinct is let's try and keep it tight. Let's play cautiously. Ball over the top there, and Hertha Berlin are coming away with the ball now. So, can we keep this ball out of the back of the net? But they're just slinging wild balls forward, and it's getting them nowhere at the moment. I mean, the time is very, very, very nearly up now. In fact, time is up. So, referee, you need to find your whistle. A poor throw there from Hertha Berlin. I mean, do they want to get a point in this game or not? And we do get the 1-0 win. Very, very tight game that. 15 shots, 7 on target, XG of 1.32. So we had a really good ratio there, and I think if Hertha Berlin would have got an equaliser there, it would have been against the run of the play. They didn't have one shot on target all game. And that win now moves us into 5th position with 31 points after 18 games. So I think at this moment in time I'm fairly comfortable that we're going to keep away from that relegation area, but we shall have to see. Hertha Berlin down in 13th. To be honest, where they belong. Well, nice little win there, but we can't afford to take our foot off the gas. I don't expect really to finish in a European place, but I think there are 1 or 2 bumps in the road for us because, let's face it, we are newly promoted ourselves. So a mid-table, top half of the table finish would be absolutely brilliant and, of course, would far exceed the board's expectations. But anyway, let's get into the next game. It's a away game against FC Köln. We'll see you in the dugout. And the team for today is Podlek in goal. I've just had a look at the Lino Kasten, and he's got a damaged spine, which is not great. And I mean, who knows when he comes back whether he's going to be the same player again. But you know, I did sign him as our first choice goalkeeper, and it's been a real loss, that, to be honest. So we have got Podlek back in goal again. We've got Kalangu, Mainke, Newman and Bullet as the back four. The new lad Fien comes in because Bosdagen has picked up a suspension. So Fien and Quadrigo in midfield. I've switched the wingers over, so Buzz is going to play as the inverted winger on the left, and Bazzi is going to come in for his debut on the right. Not very happy with Bobzian. If we just have a quick look, he's made 9 appearances. He has scored a goal and got an assist, but 6.70 is not exactly what we want. Whereas a Buzz is on a 7.05, so playing much, much better. So we have got to watch, you know, the standard of these players. But yeah, so we've got a Buzz and a Bazzi on the wings, and Dor and Castanara start up front for us. And we're underway. So we do have the 2 new signings starting today. It's not ideal really. I would have preferred to have eased them in, but we are getting 1 or 2 injury problems, and kind of some of the players are not in the greatest of form. We are just going to give them a bit of a demand more because, and that's done absolutely nothing. Half an hour in, and we do get the first highlight. Let's hope this highlight ends with some kind of a finish on goal. But the ball there is given away. Flick now picks it up, and come away with the ball. Ball through there to Madden. That's going to be in the back of the net. No, it's not. It's not quite headed off the line, but a nice clearance there, and helps the keeper out no end. Fien, the new lad, we don't get to see that, so obviously that was a load of rubbish. So just coming over the half-hour mark now, we do get another highlight. Ball's booted forward into no man's land. I really do hate that ball that he's played. But anyway, we do have Bullock now coming forward, and can we? No, we're just standing there and giving the ball away. So I don't know whether this is familiarity with or lack of familiarity with the tactic. I'm not sure. But we're still looking very, very disjointed. And that could have been a lovely ball through there, but Castanaras wasn't on the same wavelength. Castanaras with the header, it's in the back of the net. We make up for what I've just said, and take all that back, because Castanaras there actually rises nicely and gets us 1-0 in the lead. And the decision to play a ball on the left-hand side at this moment in time is working out. Nice little chipped ball there, Castanaras, and the keeper flaps around like, a flapping around keeper. And we're 36 minutes in, we're 1-0 in the lead. Schalke have had 4 shots, 2 on target, so a nice little ratio there. And we now move into half time, and we're going to say, you're doing well, keep up the good work until full time. Let's just have a quick look if anybody's actually struggling. We all seem to be okay at the moment. Fiend, the new lad's on a 6.7, and Bazzi's on a 6.9. So we're actually doing okay at this moment in time. So let's keep taking the game to them. And the XG story at the moment is kind of belying the scoreline. But anyway, ball there out. Castanaras, come on, lad. He doesn't seem to have like the motivation to run for balls. I know he has scored a goal, but I certainly think that after his loan period we won't be continuing it. And this time on this left hand side we do actually retain the ball. Where's this going to go? A buzz. Playing much better on this left hand side than the players I've had playing there. But we'll do lose the ball in midfield, and Flick again picks that ball up. Playing very, very well for them. Nicely cleared though, and that's a nice little cushioned ball there back. Fiend now in midfield, plays a little ball there to Kalangu. Ball over the top again to nobody, but Dor has nicked that. If you can put this in the back of the net, and the ball loops up and drops into the back of the net. What's that all about? And as a Colne player is rolling around in agony in their half, we actually get the weirdest of goals. I mean, this bears watching again. So Dor there, it looks like it flicks up off their defender and drops over the keeper. So that's 2 balls that have been dropped over the top of their keeper, and that is very, very nice indeed, and a 2-0 lead. So we're coming up to the 65th minute now. Podlek, their goalkeeper, plays the ball short. Newman decides to hoof it forward. Can we pick that ball up? Flick again seems to be running their midfield for them, and I'm guessing they will score a goal here. Podlek there is very, very poor, and that's a goal for FC Colne, and they've pulled back the deficit there. It's now 2-1. The referee? No, it's been awarded. So that's very, very poor, and we do need to give them... I'm going to give them a demand more. Probably not, but we do need to wake up a little bit. We need to start focusing a little bit on the game. And now FC Colne again with another highlight. Can you give this away to a blue shirt, please? Because a little bit more buffoonery in their penalty area would be absolutely brilliant if that could be arranged. Ball there, back with their goalkeeper. We do get ahead on that ball, but no, it's dropped again to FC Colne. A ball over the top. Can our keeper get hold of this one? No, he can't. Oh! And I think we are suffering a little bit in the goalkeeper department now. So nearly 70 minutes on the clock. I have made 3 substitutions here. I've dropped into a low block now. We are going to play cautiously. Muller has come on at left back. We've got Nyhouse has come on as the DM now. We've dropped the 2 striker system, and Papaya has come on in midfield. So we've just made the 3 subs, but we have dropped to a low block now, and let's try and keep this game nice and tight. The substitutions have not gone through yet, so a header there, and as we would expect, FC Colne now coming forward, but they've actually given the ball away there. Quadrigo on the right, that's the ball. Bazzi, go on, take your man on. Ball back into Quadrigo, slide it across, it's in the back of the net, it is! And Dor gets his 7th goal of the season. this young 18-year-old is going to be a bit of a superstar, I think. He's not good enough to start games yet, but he can certainly come on and make a difference. And generally, when I bring him on, he generally nicks a goal. And this is great. We've got that third goal now, and immediately now we're going to drop into a low block, and we're playing with a cautious mentality. We've got a DM on the pitch. Yes, we do want to make those tactical changes. Thank you very much. We probably will make another couple. Give it another 5 minutes or so. So we are going to invite FC Colne onto us now, but we do need to be careful at the back, and this is not great. I'm a little bit worried about this keeper. 82 minutes, last two subs, Ehlers has come on for Newman at the back, and we brought Kittel on in midfield. The team is looking rather tired now, but they've put in some good work today. A 3-1 win away from home at FC Colne, who are actually trying to get into the European places themselves, would be an absolutely amazing result. And I think we are going to nick it. 3-1 away from home, FC Colne. That is absolutely brilliant. The lads are going to get a real... I think are we going to give them an... I never know really with these. Do we do an outstretched arms? Yeah, that's the praise. Okay, that's... what a win. You certainly made the doubters. Again, we're going to do outstretched arms. Defensive work was important to our win. Midfielders. We're going to say midfield played so well. They created so many chances for us. And some of the best attacking play I've seen in years. Let's give these players a pat on the back. And sometimes you just have to do that, don't you? You know, whether you're kind of going over the top a little bit or not, you need to do that because we need to keep the morale up. So after that game now, 19 games played, we're in 5th position with 34 points, and we're actually pulling nicely away now from that 7th position, which is outside the European spots. So that is very, very nice indeed. So a couple of nice wins there. I think the goalkeeper position is really beginning to bother me now, and it's been a position that we've struggled with since our new signing goalkeeper got injured, and he was out for 4 months, I think. He is coming back in now, but with a spinal injury. Whether he'll ever get back to full fitness, I don't know. And the only other 2 players we've got, apart from the 36-year-old Winger that I let go, are 2 young kids. Great potential, but at the moment looking a little bit shaky. So that may be our undoing as the season unfurls. I don't know. And with the transfer window now very, very much about to slam shut, but with no money really, it's going to be very, very difficult. Unless maybe I can bring a lone goalkeeper in. I don't know. But anyway, we'll talk more about that next time. And we're going to go and play a few games off camera now. And I'll just leave you by saying thanks very much for watching. Please give me a like. Please subscribe. It helps the channel no end. And well, FM24 is now on the horizon, and we're getting all kinds of little hints and tips about what's going to be coming through in that. There's no hints and tips about cutting out the buffoonery and the stupid interactions with players, which I would like to see. That would be first on my list. Big tick for that. There's been no talk of that. Anyway, okay, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.